What's up? What's up? What's popping? What's going on? The JBP, the John Brown podcast, is here. We got lots to talk about. Early shout out to the chat pack. First ones in. Early shout out to the chat pack. Shout out to Tito. Shout out to Raiders versus everyone. Shout out to Ass Technology. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Shout out. A lot on the show today, man. Whole lot on the show today. That's right, Tito. A lot of Wednesday wisdom, man. And specifically today, we got a lot of wisdom coming up today. We got a lot of wisdom coming up today. I can't even front with y'all. We got a lot of wisdom. Today's going to be a conversational show. As always, the John Browner Podcast, you can reach out to this show on the John Browner Podcast at gmail.com if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to send me something in long form, if you want to send me something that you think might be a good topic on the show and you're not in the chat pack, or it's really long, or an article you want me to read, that's where you do it at the John Browner Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to send a complaint, don't waste your fucking time. But you can. Because I'm the HR, I'm the manager, I'm the shift manager, I'm the fry cook. I'm all of that. So that email is going to come to me, and I'm going to read it on air. If you send me a complaint, I promise you I'm going to read it on air because I love a good chitty chat about a complaint. As always, man, first and foremost, I am so thankful for everybody who is subscribing to the show and the people who continue to subscribe to the show. It has been a absolute blessing to see the show to continue to grow. So shout out to everybody. We passed our number of 300. Now we're on our way to 500, and I'm working on the artwork for it. I'm coming up with the artwork for the road to 3. Well, the road to 300 is done. So now the path to 500. I don't the march to 300, the road to 500. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of play with the words to make it happen. But that'll come when it comes. As always, a shout out to my people at the Sporting Tribune. If you are watching this show via the Sporting Tribune, same thing to you. I appreciate it. Please take some time to head over to YouTube to subscribe to the show, to like it. If you're watching on the Sporting Tribune, like the show. If you can, retweet the show. I'd appreciate it. As again, we're trying to grow this thing and get it to a level so we can get this thing popping out here. And last but not least, I'm not wearing the material right now, but the John Browner Podcast Shop is open, and people are going there and buying stuff. So, shout out and respect to y'all. I really appreciate that as well. So it's been a lot of love going around. And so it's been a lot of love going around. So what I have to share next, I feel like this is a safe space. So I feel like this is a safe space to kind of have this conversation that I want to have right now. I got to turn my goddamn phone on silent, though. That's unprofessional. So this morning, the day, usually starts. The day usually starts like, any other day. I got, for those of you who don't know, I have children, a plethora of them, lots of them. And so it's very rare that I have an opportunity to get up and ride my bike. I'm a huge bike rider. I believe in exercise when you can. I believe a body in motion stays in motion. I believe a key to health, regardless of your weight, regardless of your ability. I think a bike is the best way to get a good amount of exercise for your legs. It helps you get your wind up depending on how far you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. So I favor the bike when it comes to in terms of exercise. So this morning, I wake up and there are no children here. None. Zero. There are no children in my house. For the first time in a very, 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 very long time, there were no kids in my house when I woke up. And so I figure, how about I get some exercise because there are no children in my house? I wake up and I've got the house to myself from, 5 a.m., I think it was. I wake up, I don't know what to do. I'm like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. I should exercise. By the way, I'm building a new podcast shit. Let me see if I can show y'all this. I know I'm skipping over thoughts, but I'm trying to. Part of the reason why, one of the things that goes into it is because I'm building something here for the show. So let me see if I can get it up here. But so as I'm going about this, and I'm getting myself together. I get my jacket on, I get my pants on, I get to my bike, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good. I legit really think that I'm gonna have this, 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 this bike ride. Oh my god! I think I'm gonna have this bike ride, and things about to go down. I'm about to get this exercise on. I rode. When I tell you I rode, maybe, let's call it 4 miles, maybe 5 miles, and I get this weird like the bike starts getting harder to pedal. And I'm on a slight incline. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe it's been a while since I've done this. So I'm like, Now I'm like, wait a minute. Dog, tell me why I had a flat. Tell me why on this bike I have a flat. So now and where I'm riding, there's no gas stations. There's no air pumps in sight. I Google on my phone, there are no bike repair places. So now I've got to find the nearest gas station that has an air pump or an air machine. So at least the least thing I can do is fill this thing up with air and try to ride it back or try to ride it to a place where I get this tire fixed. I get to this AMPM. I'm sorry, this Arco. I get to the Arco, but the air machine don't work. I go, all right, okay. But where there's one gas station, a couple blocks later, there's another, right? So again, boom, I go to the next one, about a half a mile. Buddy, here we go again. Hey, can y'all turn the air machine on? It's not working. So now I'm really feeling like this is a McDonald's ice cream machine situation. Where whenever you really want one of these ice creams from McDonald's, the machine don't work. You ever get in that situation? Well, not this me. Not this me, but I got a flat tire on my bike. It's what is that? At this point now, it's like 9:05. There are no bike places open yet. So now I'm really against it. I'm sweating. When I tell you, I had to dry myself off just to sit in this chair. I'm sweating a pound as I am journeying through the streets and what is supposed to be a heat wave today. So I get to the third gas station. And when I tell you there were so many crackheads and junkies at this air pump, I didn't even bother. Man, this air pump looked like the Junkie Olympics, dog. This air pump I got to on the corner of El Cajon Boulevard and what was the cross street? I purposely tried to remember the cross street to talk about it. Bro, when I got to this gas pump, when I got to this air pump, there were at least 14 crackheads just around the pump. So whatever they doing with air these days, whatever they smoking with air, bruh. No. There were 14. I counted them. Okay. I counted the crackheads at the pump. I counted the crackheads at the air pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By the time I got to 10, I was like, is this a meeting? They're literally, the crackheads were having a union meeting at the air pump. So I just walked my dumb ass home. Hot, sweating, flat tire. Not a good time. Not a good time, man. Shout out to Affy. Shout out to Prado. God, man. I'm so sticky right now. I didn't even have time to shower. I had to get in. I had to prepare. I had to move stuff for the show. I'm building a new shed. I'm building a new shed, dog. We're gonna have to get a shed sponsor. Let me see if I get this video up. Hold on. Give me a second. See if I can get this video up because edit. Let me see. See if I can get this video up. Damn, hold on. Because I'm literally doing this myself. Okay? I mean, obviously my girl, she helps in the way that she does. She's been very helpful. Just so that's all cleared up before she sees this and she goes, I am helpful. I'm building a new shed. All right, so here we go. Let me see if I can upload this. Boom indeed. So I'm just, oh, Soup, you back? Soup, where you been, Soup? Let me see if I can upload this. Because, man, I'm telling you, it's been a whirlwind. And so I get back and I'm sweating my balls off. But I'm here. I'm here with y'all. Y'all here with me. And so let's get down to some sports. As always, follow me on Twitter, on X, on Facebook. This show is available on Facebook, LinkedIn for some reason somehow, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Holla at your boy. We've created a lot of ways. Here's the news. Oh, of course it did this. Okay, check this out. Let me try to let me frame this properly. Well, never. New studio. Loading. Yeah. I'm putting it together. So we'll see what it looks like at the end of the day. Building that thing out, and we'll see what's up. Now, let's get down to sports. Because that's what y'all came here for. Let's get down to sports. First and foremost, I just started watching soccer. The World Cup has been very, as the great Sammy Sosa said, World Cup has been very, very good to me. In a summer where the Padres have just been ungodly unwatchable. And we're going to, listen, Affy, I crushed Pulisic yesterday. We're going to get to Pulisic later today, right after this, because somebody else is crushing him too, and I want to hit on that. But I've been watching this World Cup, and to me, as a not big soccer guy, seeing how the game has absorbed me has been eye-opening to me. Clearly, I'm missing something in the soccer world that I have watched. Now, the World Cup is the top of the top. And so, again, it's going to be hard for me to wake up at 5 a.m. to watch soccer. But this edition of the World Cup has absolutely rotated my opinion on whether I'm going to continue to keep trying to follow this and whether I'm going to continue to do portions of this show dedicated to soccer. Lionel Messi yesterday left no doubt on who's the greatest soccer player ever. And at a time where Ronaldo's being subbed out, Mbappe's cooking, but Mbappe's got a long road ahead of him. Mbappe's cooking. Argentina gets down 2-0. Egypt somehow I don't know if Egypt caught them off guard. I don't know if the bus was late for Argentina. I don't know if they got the game time wrong. I don't know what happened to Argentina to start that game, but they weren't there. They were not there. In addition to, I don't know what we think of FIFA. You guys can tell me in the comments. I don't know if they were stealing goals. When they got the second goal taken away before they scored the third goal, which ended up being the second goal. When they got the second goal taken away, a lot of comments started flooding across all social platforms about how they're trying to rig this for Argentina. Across the board, everybody, it literally went viral how FIFA is at it again. 2 days in a row. First the thing with Balogun, and now this. They're trying to rig it for Argentina. And listen, I don't know enough about the sport to know how accurate that is. That felt like one of these, NBA and the referees situation. But when they got that second goal, there was no denying what was happening. Egypt was kicking their ass. It was happening right in front of them. And then what great players tend to do is when you think that this is over, this is when the greatness happens. As I sit mystified by the pathetic performance of the United States national team, as I sit left wanting so much more from Christian Pulisic, who's supposed to be our star, Messi just kind of shows you this is what it's supposed to look like when you have a great player. If this is true, Affy, if this is true, then this money well spent. Because yesterday, as great as Egypt started off 2-0, by the way, it could have been 3-0. I don't think it would have mattered what the score was. I don't think it mattered what the score was going to be. Messi decided, enough of this. Assist, back of the net, and then took over in the box. Bang, back of the net. And you know when a great player shows that much emotion after a score, he's tuned up. Messi put that thing in back of the net, and the building went wild. The Egyptian team knew, oh, shit. They knew. They saw it. And this is why when Copa Verde was scoring goals against them, the country they were elated. They got a champions welcome home in Copa Verde because they simply scored. They gave Argentina a game. Egypt had the lead and had 2 goals. And then Messi went full GOAT mode. Messi went God mode on Egypt. And you saw it. It happened. This is not what you saw you can tell your kids about. What you saw in the World Cup, what Messi did yesterday is legendary. This is what the story will be. This is how you hook people like me, novice, who don't really know what they're watching, but know greatness when they see it. This is why Michael Jordan brought so many people from around the world to NBA basketball. Because when you watch it, you can see the greatness. It jumps off the screen. And it got to a point where they had so much attention on Messi, it freed up the third goal. It freed up the third goal because they were so focused on Messi, who had literally the gravity of what he had done, had gotten Egypt so off balance. The third goal was pretty much inevitable. Argentina winning that game became inevitable after Messi got the second goal. Period. And so you could say FIFA cheated and took the goal away because, y'all know better than me when it comes to soccer. A lot of you guys in the comments, y'all know better than me when it comes to soccer. But that felt like one of those moments where it didn't matter how many goals they had. They were going to be one short. No matter what it was, at the end of that game, they were going to be 1 goal short. Because I've seen Michael Jordan do this a countless number of times where you think that it's over. You think that you got this under control. And then he goes, nah, I'm good. I want to keep playing. Bucket, bucket, bucket game. Jordan wins. That was like Messi. Okay, no. I ain't going out not like this. I ain't going out like this. Assist, goal, gravity, goal. Game. And we've seen some things in this World Cup. We've seen some great games. The Mexico England game was unbelievable. The way Mexico literally fought tooth and nail to the last second has to be respected. has to be respected. And yeah, there could have been some strategy that they could have employed once they got, if they had gotten up 3-0. I'm sure there could have been something they could have tried. Up 2-0, they tried. You can't deny greatness. When a player of that caliber wants to win, there's very little you can do about it if you can't score. Because sometimes you get in these situations where, when it comes to offense, you can play the best defense possible. The offense is just a little bit better. And when you have a player of that nature, it's more than a little bit better. It's better than everyone. I thought, like I said, I thought what happened with Mexico, I thought that was unbelievable. To be in that stadium, to be on your home soil, to have that country just absolutely on fire about what was happening, to see the streets of Mexico flooded with fans, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people locked in on this, and for them to represent their country the way that they did, that was inspiring from a soccer perspective. You can be proud of that. On the other hand, on the other hand, the United States men's national team left so much to be desired. Sometimes when greatness is speaking, you listen. We watched Messi deliver for Argentina. We watched Pulisic just, tap out. There's no other way to talk about this. We watched Pulisic tap out. And as much as I watched, and I got really annoyed that people came at me, because again, I fully admit I'm trying to get into, after this, I'm trying to get into this to know more. I had people come at me and said I was too hard on Pulisic. In this thing right here, I had people come at me and say I was too hard on Christian Pulisic. If you thought I was hard on him, you thought I was out of line because I don't know the game and think, okay, okay. Is Carly Lloyd out of line? Because Lexi Lawless, buddy, listen, Lexi Lawless sounds like a loser. Not like Alexi. I want to pronounce his name properly. Alexi Lawless, former men's national team player, sounds like a loser on television, covering for this team, laying cover fire for this team. Alexi Lawless sounds like a 100% loser. This was not good enough. The effort that they showed to get to that point was spectacular. They had a good run. They got a good draw, and this was a good team. That's why what happened against Belgium is unexcusable. That's why in this country, we should all pile on Christian Pulisic and ask why. His post-game comments were, I need to rest. They asked him about the injury and how does he feel. He replied with, post-match, now I get time to rest, so it'll be okay. Carly Lloyd didn't think this was okay. Carly Lloyd fired back and said, you rest when your playing career is over, period. Sydney Leroux, also a U.S. women's national team star, said he rested the entire World Cup. Where are the men speaking like this? Where are the men speaking like this? Pulisic is captain of the United men's ass island soccer team. Okay? Pulisic, I'm gonna get the passport. I'm gonna get the passport action from Alex. Cause we gotta get back to stamping passports, dog. Christian Pulisic is ass island captain. Ahoy, matey. Ahoy, matey. He'll be selling fragile trinkets. He's the shop owner where we sell the fine china. And Christian Pulisic will be in the whatever the softest part of the island is. That's where we're going to put Christian Pulisic. Affy says Landon ate him up. He said he would have to be dragged off the pitch. Give me whatever I need to take to keep playing. Thank you. That's American. That's American. The way that this man just tapped out, dog. The way, first of all, they load managed him. They load managed him to get him to this point. I didn't know they did load management in soccer. They load managed Christian Pulisic to get him to this point. And even when you got him to this point, he didn't deliver. And even when he didn't deliver, then he followed up not delivering by getting hurt. And we all get hurt if you play professional sports. If you play sports for money, getting hurt is part of the deal. Now, I've never had the honor of playing for the flag. But what I can tell you is this. I would have had to have been drug off that field. They would have had to come stretcher me off that thing. Sorry, bruh. You do this once every 4 years. You're the face of this country for this particular sport. What's up, Ocean View Coffee Shop? Christian Pulisic, you are the face of this organization. You're the face of the soccer movement. Much like Landon Donovan carried that mantle, Christian Pulisic now carries that mantle. You supposed to go out on your sword, dog. They supposed to pry your dead body off that field. They don't make them like they used to. Carly Lloyd told y'all, you rest when your playing career is over, period. Sidney LaRue said, he rested the entire World Cup. Facts. Facts. That was like what an embarrassing effort. And to say now, because again, I want to quote him properly. To say now I get time to rest, so it'll be okay. No, it won't. Not here, buddy. No, it won't. Because they can't never sell me you again. Nuh-uh. We got sold a bill of goods. We got lied to about Pulisic. They lied to us. There are other players on this team. Weston McKennie's a very good soccer player. Flo Balogun, very good soccer player. They kept shoving this cat in our face. They kept telling you Christian Pulisic, Christian Pulisic, Christian Pulisic. They kept selling you this dude the entire time. All these other good players on the team, they kept selling you one dude and one dude in particular. And that dude choked. He gonna be around Ass Island in a wheelchair like Mr. Glass from what's that movie with Bruce Willis? When Samuel L. Jackson plays the guy who Mr. Glass, the guy who gets hurt all the time. It's embarrassing. It's such an embarrassing effort. They would have had to carry me out in a body cast. Christian Pulisic should not have been able to do a post-game interview. If you really about that, bruh. If you really about that. Now listen, now Graham. Is Reem the goaltender? Is that Yeah, unbreakable. Thank you, Affy. That's Christian Pulisic. On our island, on Ass Island, Christian Pulisic will be unbreakable. He will be Mr. Glass from Unbreakable. Just in a wheelchair and a body cast. What a joke. What an utter joke we look like on the world stage. Just but it's even the next day, it's hard. It's hard to have watch. It's hard to watch Messi. It's hard to watch the effort that Mexico gave. Hell, it's hard to watch the fight that Egypt gave. It's hard to watch the fight that Egypt put in. And no, we couldn't do that. Like we didn't even have fight. Also, y'all talking about ponytail. Listen, ponytail was bad too. When this game started, I think it was probably maybe in the first 3 minutes, there was a ball that was put into play. And it was three of our guys around it. And they all just watched it bounce. They all watched it bounce. And the waffles just came in, took it, ran off with it. That's the level of timidness. And here's where, and again, Christian Pulisic didn't have to score goals like Messi. He didn't have to assist. When I tell y'all Christian Pulisic is such a letdown, when you saw the rest of your team not there, you're on the field. You can feel it happening. You see something, it's not working. Tell me why your leader, your poster boy, didn't go, fuck it. I'm finna either get a foul, I'm finna fire guys up, I'm finna try to do something. I'm finna try to, nutmeg somebody. He looked as lost and as unprepared as everybody else. The fight just wasn't there. And I feel as it goes on and I continue to kind of see highlights or I see people's breakdown, because again, I'm not a soccer aficionado. So I try to find places where people are breaking down this game so I can try to get a better understanding for if I'm seeing it incorrectly, if I'm just not understanding strategy. But one thing I do know is fight. I know competitive spirit when I see it. I don't need to watch film. I don't need somebody to educate me on what competitive spirit looks like in a different sport. They lay down like dogs, bruh. Christian Pulisic is on ass island as Mr. Glass. I'll get time to rest it. Buddy, don't come around here no more. Don't come around here no more, Christian Pulisic. I don't want to see that guy in 4 years, man. Sorry. I don't. You're gonna lose. They were the 16th ranked team. Belgium was the 8th ranked team. I don't care what people were saying that Belgium didn't play well coming up to that point. Well, they played well that night. They played well that night, dog. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. They said Belgium didn't play well. They said, oh, the U.S. can get Belgium. Bruh. The Trump interference didn't help because they looked fired up. They had that bulletin board material. I talked about that yesterday. They looked fired up. They looked ready. We didn't. Shout out to Carly Lloyd. Calling a spade a spade. Shout out to Carly Lloyd, man. Women ain't pulling no punches. What I do know is that the women's national team has 100% been the forefront of soccer in this country. The women have represented that flag better than the men by a mile. And I know at one point there was some conversation about compensation being equal. I know at one point there was a question about fair treatment for the women when the women have won everything and the men, do what you saw. So shout out to them for getting an opportunity to smash these bozos when they don't play well. The women succeed in this sport. The men out here embarrassing us, dog. Fucking embarrassed. Embarrassment. Leave it to the women and do the men's job. Shout out to everybody at the Sporting Tribune, man. As I always say, like and share the show. Like and subscribe to the show. I got to figure out a different place to put that. Like and subscribe to the show. Questions and answers at the John Browner Podcast at gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Welcome. I'm just hitting buttons. Last but not least. Let me shoot before I get to the Padres. Let's do it. Let's check in on the chat pack. After getting busy in here, he said they lost the eye to Tiger, bro. That Tiger ain't never had no eye. That Tiger ain't never had no eye. Nope, never existed. Soup, what up? Welcome back. Hope you didn't miss all that time because of surgery. And they cut Luna from the team like a dog. Not same caliber, just to point on how poorly managed Team US Timu Russell. Nah, bro, leave the coach alone, bro. That ain't on the coach. Nah, I gotta stop reading this, Soup. Because I told you I don't proofread these. I just read them as they come along. Nah, Soup. I can't let you talk about Russell Crowe like that. I can't let you talk about Russell Crowe like that, dog. I thought he did a great job managing this team. He didn't try to gas us up with these set pieces. He didn't bore us with being a defensive team. He allowed these guys to be aggressive. He allowed these guys to fly down the field. He allowed these guys to play with the wind behind their back, the wind beneath their wings. If they don't do it, that ain't on him. I don't. Soup. I can't let you do that. I rock with Buddy. Man. 100%. 100%. What else we got here? Let me see. I already shout out you, Ocean View. I already shout out you, Graham. So yeah, man. Shout out to the chat pack. Raiders versus everyone asks. You guys need to get the band back together. Having Alice back was a great show. Time has passed. We ready. That ain't on me, dog. That ain't on me, dog. It's not called Browner and Crew. Scott's my guy, though. So don't take that the wrong way. Scott's my guy. It's Kaplan and Crew. You need the third person. You need the third person. And the show's not going to work with just two people. Either in any direction. In any direction, the show's not going to work with two people. So let me just be clear about that. I wouldn't do the show without Alex. I wouldn't do the show. If Scott chose not to do the show because of ESPN requirements and Alex wanted to do the show, I'd do it. But if the show won't be the same without the three of us, it'll feel weird. It'll feel like something's missing. That's my opinion. You can ask whoever about whatever. That's my opinion. And time has passed. Let me put this back up because time has passed, but ironically, I still get death threats about this. Believe it or not. Got one this morning. So as time has passed for some, there are still people looking to rage bait that topic. And so wherever people are in different parts of the country, mostly Mexico, those people who, operate in that particular manner, they're still creating posts off that, trying to rage bait. And so I still get, direct messages that when you translate them, they're very racist and very nasty. But, again, 3 months later. But it is what it is. I'm here. I'm ready for it. So, yes, Graham, people are lame. People are very lame. Speaking of lame, opening day, Del Mar, I am working on doing this pod. By the way, I'm working on doing this pod from Del Mar, by the way. So I'll hold on. Soup, you're all caps, bro. You got to get healthy, Soup. Shout out. Shout out Lames. Shout out to the Lames indeed. What to do, Molly? Yeah, man. So speaking of Lames, bro. No, that's not it. That's not what there we go. Speaking of Lames, the Padres finally get a win. And it wasn't that they just got a win. They actually looked good in that win yesterday, by the way. Jake Cronenworth hitting a 3-run home run. Them getting the bases loaded to start the game really, 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 really just, sinks your stomach. But only giving up a run, ending it with a double play was really good. Tatis started the game off. Right. Exactly. Tatis starting the game off with a double, coming around the score was great. Cronenworth hitting the home run after being hit in the face. This guy's got bad luck. He had a 7-year concussion. I feel like Jake Cronenworth was out the second the Kaplan and Crew show ended. Jake Cronenworth went out after that. That's how long I feel like he's been gone. But then getting hit in the face yesterday, getting bloodied before the game, I went, oh, God, no. Really, dog? Really? And when a guy's out for months with a concussion, gets hit in the face, that kind of feels like bad luck at that point. But, he was tough about it. He sucked it up because I guarantee you he's been hearing the whispers too. He's been hearing the whispers about his play as well. He's the guy doing the poor play. So I guarantee you he really wanted to get out there at that game and show he's not fragile. He didn't Pulisic us. Jake Cronenworth didn't Christian Pulisic the Padres yesterday. He got hurt, went out and performed. I wish we could come up with he went Pulisic. He Pulisicked. Maybe that might become a term. He Pulisicked. But Jake Cronenworth didn't Pulisic yesterday. I'm gonna see if I can make that catch on. He didn't Pulisic his way out of it. Come up with a 3-run home run. Padres win 4-1. That was a good win yesterday. It's unfortunate that it's so far and few between these good wins, man. This has been a rough watch, and then watch how they performed, and to see Cronenworth come back and look healthy. Again, as much shit that I've given Jake Cronenworth on this show, at the end of the day, he's a human person, and I want him to be healthy because I'm sure he's got family, he's got a wife, more than likely, he's got kids, he's got people who need him to be upright when it comes to actual life after baseball, because when he goes home, he's still a real person. So I give him shit from a sports perspective. I never talk about Jake Cronenworth outside of the field, outside the diamond. I don't do that. Anything I tell y'all about Jake Cronenworth and me giving him shit, it's solely because he's been ass on the field. But at the end of the day, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's healthy. I hope we trade him now that he's playing well. Because we're sellers, baby. Can I get a ball? Can I get a pie? Can I get a sold? We're sellers, baby. We sellers. Because James Woods hit 25 home runs so far this year. C.J. Abrams is an all-star at shortstop. Can I get a ball? Can I get a pie? Can I get a 20? Can I get a 21? Can I get a 21? Can I get a 21? So, baby, we sellers at the deadline. Keep hitting them, Jake. Keep raking, Jake. Jake the Rake. Keep it up. Keep it up. That's a good contract to move. And I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. But if we can't get Mason Miller the ball, if there's not a playoff team, Jake the Rake, baby. Get hot right now. Get hot right now. Preller, you better sell high. Somebody put in here, let me see. What was that? Soup says, because leave it to Soup to carry the cape. Leave it to Soup to Captain Save-A-Ho. Cronenworth is batting .300 since coming back. Great. Great. Love it. Love it. Can I get a 1? Can I get a 2? Can I get a 3? Can I get a 4? Can I get a 5? Prospects. Sold. We sellers, baby. We not holding up no paddles. What they do? Let me see. Give me something to hold on. We not holding up no paddles. No. We ain't buying nothing. We ain't buying nothing. We don't even know who owned the team. Transaction is pending. You stick your card in and it goes pending. ... That's what the ownership is right now. Pending. ... We don't know what's up, man. This year's done. This year's cooked. They're behind. I think down there even with the Diamondbacks, but they're double-digit games behind, and they're 5 games behind in the wild. They're behind 5 teams in the wild card. Somebody says that we jumped a bunch of people. Let me see, because we would have to jump a whole lot of people. We would have to jump a whole lot of people for this to even make any sense. So let me give me a second. Let me do a little light work. We had to jump a lot of folks for this, bro. We would have to jump a lot of folks. So let me see. Let me go. ESPN, MLB, standings, wild card. Let me see where we at. Still, yeah, no, we ain't jumped nobody. What y'all talking about? We behind Chicago, Philly, Miami, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, the Nationals, and the Diamondbacks. But we tied with the Diamondbacks for 4.5. So yeah, bro, this ain't it. This ain't it. Soup, this ain't the way, brother. This ain't the way. As much as I would love for this to work itself out, we behind all of the National League, bro. We're behind all of the National League. The only teams we're in front of is Cincinnati, San Francisco, New York, and Colorado. And the only team below 500 that's more disappointing than we are the Mets. And that's from a payroll standpoint. That's bananas, dog. We're behind more teams than we're ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're behind 7 teams. We're ahead of 4 teams. Bro, that's not a good look. We need to gain a lot more games, Soup. We need to gain a hell of a lot more games if this is going to turn out to be anything. So, yeah, man. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. The Padres finally got a win, man. Listen, Affy, that's a great question. Any word on the sale, why the sale is still pending? Did the wire money not go to the wrong account? They probably Zelled the wrong person. You know how sometimes you you Zelle the wrong person, you Venmo the wrong person, you can't get that money back. I don't know, man. Now the explanation why this is happening is specifically because they're saying the owners haven't finalized a vote for Kwanzaa and Felicio to take over the team. That is what the holdup is. By the rule of the way that ownerships happen, this now has to go to a vote. Major League Baseball owners will vote on the new ownership. They say that's supposed to happen sometime after All-Star break. Last time I checked, if I paid my money for something, I need to get it. The most I'm waiting for something is a week. Amazon tariffs backed a lot of stuff up. So the what they call that, the Strait of Hormuz backed up a lot of stuff. So it might take longer for your packages to come. But nonetheless, if I order something on Amazon, it take more than 10 days. I'm emailing people. And that's something I bought for $17. They paid $3 billion for this team. What you mean they don't own it yet? What you mean? Why is the sale pending? Because since they acquired the team, buddy, that asset is buyer's remorse right now. But no, man, I like the people. The people are supposed to be owning the team. I think they're good people. I think they're really dedicated to turning this team into a winner. And to do that, you're gonna have to eat some of this. And what I hear, and I hate doing this because I can't tell you who I heard it from. I hear they are prepared to spend money. They are prepared to make sure that the team is competitive, not in a Peter Seidler way, but in a way where it's done economically smart and sustainable. Where there's that magic word again. So you got me, Soup. I can remember Kwanzaa. What are you talking about? You already know I can remember Kwanzaa. Don't be that guy. Stop it. Stop it. All right, y'all. That's pretty much it we got for today. Unless y'all got something else y'all want to talk about. But I think we solid today, man. Again, as always, man, follow the John Browner podcast. Like it, share it, subscribe it. Shout out to the chat pack for coming in strong today. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hopefully the Padres, the sale have been done pending soon. And post All-Star break. God damn it, we can start talking about some wins. Or we can start talking about football training camp. Either or. See y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.